Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate chocolate sprinkle cake. So, as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet of yours up to and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. The delicious cakes of the British Isles are wonderfully varied and have been made accessible as a result of the episodes on this channel. And in this episode, we'll be adding to the long list of UK classics by mastering a national and perhaps even international favourite in the form of this modest looking cake. This is our Brilliantly British chocolate sprinkle cake, made with chocolate lovers in mind, which, take it from me, exceeds all expectations, period. Step by step, you'll be walked through the cake's preparation before our customary session of tasting at the end. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British chocolate sprinkle cake, you will need some plain white flour, some caster sugar, some good quality dark unsweetened cocoa powder, some chocolate sprinkles, some butter, some milk, some vegetable oil, some eggs, some icing sugar, some vanilla paste, and some baking powder, followed by a little pinch or two of salt to avoid the occurrence of bland food. And that, my friends, is all, yes, all that you will need for today's Brilliantly British chocolate sprinkle cake. But before you get started, before you do anything at all, please switch on your kettle, brew yourselves a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you bake. To begin, after having begun to preheat your oven into a suitably sized bowl, turn in your sugar with a pinch of salt, vanilla, soft room temperature butter and oil, creaming the ingredients together until homogeneous, pale and fluffy. After which, you'll then want to incorporate one egg at a time, making sure that each egg has been fully emulsified before adding another. Then, with the wet elements combined, in a separate bowl, sieve your cocoa powder and flour before mixing well with a whisk to then recall your first bowl, which should be supplemented with milk and incremental additions of your flour cocoa mixture, which will eventually form a silky smooth, rich chocolate cake batter. Wasting no time with the batter ready, into a paper-lined or greased and floured tray, turn in your mixture, taking the time afterwards to knock free any pockets of air before sliding into your oven to bake perfectly, leaving you with time to clean up and crucially rehydrate with Brilliantly British content in hand, helping us out by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Once ready, allow the cake to cool at least for 10 minutes or so undisturbed before cooling completely upside down on a rack. Once cool, I advise lining your pan with grease-proof paper if you hadn't done so already beforehand, before returning the cake to your tray and proceeding by preparing your icing by first mixing the icing sugar with cocoa powder before patiently adding water tablespoons at a time until the perfect consistency has been achieved, and then wasting little to no time covering your cake with icing, carefully skimming along the surface in order to avoid tearing the cake's surface as the icing is spread, and then finishing the cake with the icing still wet with a heavy or light sprinkling of chocolate sprinkles. And now, with this fresh, fudgy chocolate sprinkle cake made and your interest peaking, I think it's high time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. Well, that's a chocolate cake and a half. That is. If anyone's in doubt, there's chocolate in there. In all forms. Where do I start? I compose myself with some milk. Right. The cake itself disintegrates. That's the word. Disintegrates on contact with my tongue. It is so delicate. It is so moist. And it's so flavoursome. The cocoa powder that's gone into it, the process of making it, it just is amazingly moist and delicate and flavoursome, not overly sweet, crucially, because that would mean the cake as a whole would be overly sweet, given that the icing on top of it consists of sugar predominantly. And turning my attention to the icing, it goes wonderfully with this cake and just takes it to another level of chocolatiness. It's intense, it's smooth, but thick like a syrup. And then to finish all of this off, just in case you were missing texture, you've got the sprinkles on top. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Period. And when enjoyed with a glass, or in my case, a teacup of milk, you can't go wrong. And very quickly, the cake that you will have just baked, mysteriously, I'll say, will disappear. It's just, I'm lost for words. I'm dumbfounded. It is stunning. And so with all of that being said, please, seeing how simple and easy and rewarding this is to make, go out, get the ingredients, bake this cake, because of course it will be 110% worth it. So please bake this cake, please. Thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make this fantastic iced chocolate sprinkle cake. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any, and I mean any, of our new releases. Tell everyone, and I mean everyone, that you know about the Brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you